man in a van is a man with a plan. What you lot saying? Long time no speak. It's Sunday, people. It's the end of the week. I'm on my way to the gym. I thought, you know what, let me start the morning right, or start the end of the weekend right, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, man, literally on my way to the gym. This week has been different, you lot. Separately from the store, nothing to do with the store, but you know how I've always wanted to socialize and meet new people, right? You know, let me turn the aircon off because you might not be able to hear me. But yeah, you know how I've been wanting to socialize and all of that and meet new people. So you know, already this year I wanted to make a conscious decision to get myself in as much social environments as I can. As you lot know, I went to the meetup group last time, and I just need to get myself out there. There's nowhere this year I'm going through life just by myself. It's not good for my mental health. It's not good for anyone's mental health. So anyways, so I started, you know, checking on digital platforms as well, like Discord groups, on school groups, on Facebook groups. But anyway, there's a Facebook group called Friends UK, right? So anyway, I just put a post up saying, listen, I'm from Liverpool, I've moved here, I haven't really met many people, I don't drink, I'm into hiking and stuff like that, you know, just so I can meet people out there. Anyways, I ended up getting so much responses. I've had hundreds of comments under my post, and loads of people were like introducing themselves, saying, hi Zach, I'm in Liverpool, blah blah blah. And yeah, man, got a lot of friend requests, a lot of people, you know, wanting to connect, so that was really nice. The only downside is majority of the people that were adding me on Facebook or messaging me were gay men. I know, right? You probably wasn't expecting that to end the story like that, but yeah, like majority of the people in my DM people are all gay men. Well, they're gay. Yeah, you can tell from feminine energy, right? And I'm not prejudiced. I've got nothing against gay people, right? However, like as a heterosexual male, you know, you've got to make sure what people's intentions are, right? You make sure they ain't got no interior motives. Because what's the odds that every man messaging me is gay? Like, it's so many. And I'm just like, yo, it's getting a bit creepy now, you know? And I don't want to judge straight away because no one says they're gay, yeah? But it's like, people are messaging me, you know, friendly, like, saying, you're right, mate, how are you, da-da-da, like, I'm into hiking too, blah, blah, blah. I'm in this area if you ever want to hang out. So obviously I'm like, I'm open, but then again, like, just trying to see. Because I spoke to a couple people and then they'll say something a bit weird and I'm like, ooh, that's a bit sus, that's a bit suspect. Like, I was talking to some guy and we started talking about football. And then he was like, rah, what did he say? He said, oh, I'll bet a certain amount of goals or some crap like that. And then he's like, if I get it wrong, what punishment do I get? Are you going to punish me? I'm like, what? And I just laughed off. I was like, oh, no, you're right, mate. And I was just like, okay, suspect. So that's already a red flag. One other guy I was chatting to, what did he say? I think he said that he's away in Turkey or some stuff. I think I asked him, like, how long you been out? Like, how long you been out there? And he's like, what do you mean out the closet? And I was like, what's going on? I just want to meet male friends, you know, like masculine men. Like, I want to be around, I've said this already, I want to be around men, like, you know what I mean? Do you get me? Like, people that are into activity, you know, if it's like, you know, gym, boxing, hiking, business, you know, I don't know, but I thought I'd get myself out there. And then again, I got a lot of women contacting me as well, so that's good as well. But I'll be real, like, this week I've never been so on my phone speaking to people, and maybe it's because I'm not used to socializing that much, but like non-stop, like literally it come to a point where I was like, you know what, I need to put my phone away because there's just too many people to reply to and people are messaging. And of course, one side of me is like, yeah, like I want to speak to people. It's been so long, I'm not really like socialized, I had conversation with new people, so it was nice. But then after a bit, you know, by the end of like 3-4 days in, I was like, bro, I'm actually exhausted. Like, you know what I mean? It's a lot of chatting to people. So yeah, man, that was interesting. But there's like I said, I still haven't filtered through everybody. I'm sure there's some genuine people out there. I just got to filter through it. Do you get what I mean? But one thing I did learn, you lot, from the post and how many people messaged me and requested and commented was that everybody's in the same boat. Like, everybody is really just trying to meet new people. And there really is a lonely pandemic in the UK. You know, like, people are lonely, and I get it. I know from my first-hand experience, you know what I mean? It's people want to meet new people, especially like the older you get. Maybe your kids have grown, you might have retired. You know, like, there was a lot of people messaging me that were like in their 60s as well, like messaging me, and they were just like, oh, if you just want to have a chat, like, let me know, innit? Like, people are in need of like human interaction, like, and I can imagine, you know, if you're older, you know, you live on your own, maybe like your missus has passed, your kids are grown up, you know, no one's really speaking to you, you're not really getting out of the house. Like, it must be hard, right? So it was just, yeah, it was more, I know from my own experience, but still, it was an eye-opener, do you know what I mean? To kind of see that a lot of people are really in need of like friendship and human connection. And it's mad because we are so connected on the internet, but we've never been so more disconnected at the same time, right? We're the most connected online, but we're the most loneliest we've been in years, right? So it's mad. But like, yeah, it's just, yeah, it was an eye-opener still, because a lot of people messaged me just wanting to chat. And yeah, it kind of put things in perspective, right? So, you know, that's why when certain people were messaging me, even though they might have been more of an older age group, I still wanted to reply, right? I didn't want to be rude. I felt like, you know what? They want to find out, if they want to tell me how their day is, and yeah, like, why not? You know what I mean? Like, I'll chat to anybody, as long, again, if your intentions and you ain't got no interior motives. But yeah, like, even now, I'm still getting likes, comments, people still adding, messaging me. So yeah, the group on Facebook's called Make Friends UK, and there's like 130,000 people in the group, and you just put a post up about yourself. And yeah, like, a lot of people around the Liverpool, Manchester area, Cheshire area have reached out, so that's really good. So yeah, man, it was nice to socialize, but at the same time, I guess maybe it was a bit too much in that week. Just too many people messaging me. So yeah, that's a little thing to share. Beside that, yeah, just, you know, closing the week, really. You know, this week's been kind of like different. You know, I've changed this new role. I've got a whole new management. The person who's manager is not managing me no more. The company I work for, I'm not working for them no more. You know, the systems, I've got new, everything's changed, and I'm not gonna lie, I struggled a bit to adjust in the beginning. You know, with anything, right, it's different. I went from selling 4 products to selling 50 products now. Going from like having the flexibility to end my day around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, sometimes even earlier than that, to now having to finish at like 4, 5 o'clock. You know what I mean? So it's just a change, and you know, realizing that I'm kind of slightly more micromanaged, and I struggle with that because I do have an issue with authority. And that's because obviously I never had a dad I never knew my dad, you know what I mean? So there's never been no man in my life really kind of like, you know, adding some kind of like structure, right? So I've always had an authority issue. That's why I struggle in work environments in general, especially with people with an authority. I struggle with. It's like, what do you mean? I you know, like, speak to me with some goddamn respect, man. And anyways, but yeah, like, for example, yeah, the management I have now is like very, do you know what I mean? And it flicks at me, man, and I have to ignore it. Again, this is just another lesson experience for me to kind of like keep my mouth shut, and not every battle is worth fighting, right? So yeah, but yeah, slightly not the easiest person to deal with comparison to the person that was, I wouldn't even say managing me, the person before. Like, she literally just let me live my life and let me get on with my work, where this person literally, like, I was in a meeting the other day and I needed to go toilet, so I was about to head. I was in Next basically, and then there was a Costa shop, and then she's like, turn your camera on, and I've never, why do you need to turn your camera on? You don't need to see my face. And then she's like, where are you? Why are you not in your van? I said, I need to, and she didn't even give me a chance to explain, you know what I mean? She's like, can you go back to your van now? Not knowing that actually, no, I need to go toilet, and I'm actually in a coffee shop, and the plan was to have this meeting. So then when I told her, I told her, I thought I'd just stop at Costa to have the meeting. And then she calmed down. Then she was like, oh, okay, I didn't know. Do you know what I mean? That kind of like, on it, authority, like, no, go back to your van. I'm like, I'm not used to this. So, having to just kind of like shake it off and realize, you know what, people who just like for authority or power trip, and yeah, people are just like that. So yeah, just adjusting to that. Even imagine I've started on Monday and management has come out with me on Tuesday. Like, you haven't even given me a chance to even have a feel of the job, of the new product. You've already came to see me the day after, micromanaging me on top of me. And yeah, like Tuesday was like, yeah, I was happy that day was over, because she was literally on the back of my neck telling me, do this, do this, do this, do this, and I was like, oh my god damn. Do you not know you are speaking to a future millionaire? Put some respect on my goddamn name. Of course I didn't say that, but in my head I'm like, y'all think I'm trying to climb the ranks up in here? Y'all think I'm trying to be a, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. That was like second day in. Third day in, started getting adjusted, and then yeah, I was happy that Friday was done. But yeah, lot more changes, a lot more work to do, a lot more admin to do. So yeah, so kind of happy that week was over. Monday again is a new week. I feel a little bit more confident with the products, because when you start a new role, you're selling or presenting new products to your accounts, you want to feel confident, right? And you want to feel like, adequate, right? You don't want to look inadequate, right? And look like you don't know what you're doing. So, but of course with anything, when you start something new products, you're going to kind of like fumble, right? You're not really going to know everything. So yeah, I think by the end of next week, I'll feel more confident, and I'll just know, okay, this is the role, this is what it is. So yeah, just that slight change I have to adjust to. They track the cars to the T now, so that's a bit annoying as well. So yeah, just a whole, to say there's just been a whole change to what I had, and I felt the change, you lot, and I was just, god damn it, it's not what I thought it was, so yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, week done. See what Monday happens. I've actually got a viewing on Tuesday. Maybe I'll take you lot with me to a flat viewing on Tuesday if I get a chance to. But as you know, I'm trying to get as much I want to see as much places as I can between the end of this month and next month, because obviously my tenancy will finish at the end of Feb. So yeah, making sure everything comes. My the second batch, remember, I paid for, but I'll be real, I couldn't afford getting it shipped to the UK yet. So I just told my shipping agent, can you just pick it up from my supplier and then ship it towards the end of the month? And she said, okay, no problem. So that was good. So I would have liked to have shipped it, because these weeks are just kind of going by, where it would have been on its way now. So, but it is what it is. But so yeah, and as well, when it gets shipped now by the end of the month, by the time it had gone, touch wood, God willing, I'm already out of the other place. So that's another thing. It's going to be that whole process of me moving all the boxes again to the new address. So talking about the flats, some of my requirements, in the beginning I wanted a new build, everything ready, so I don't need to pay for like furniture and all of that, you know, just so it's like bomb bam, it's in it. But then I realized most of these kind of studio jam-packed apartments, especially in the city are not going to be convenient with all the stock I have, because the square foot, I thought it would be very, very tight. And now I'm gonna have, I've got 20 boxes right in my room, and then once the other stock will be another 20, so it'll be 40 boxes. It would just be like a bit wild. So I was thinking, instead of focus on a new build, maybe get like a bigger space, or like a more older Victorian space, where I've got more space for my stock. What do you lot think? I think it's better, and you know, I can always slowly build up and get some furniture step by step. But the main thing is obviously just space, my own privacy. Because yeah, as well, a lot of these new builds, they're like at the top floor. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to move 40 boxes to the top floor through the elevator. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, you have to weigh up all your options. It's not to say, anyways, again, like, everything is temporary, right? I could sign the 6-month contract for now, and you know, once the ball starts rolling and I've got more of like a warehouse situation or fulfillment situation, then I wouldn't have to consider storage, right? But yeah, again, I know you lot are gonna say, you know, why not get a storage place? But again, like, an extra £200 a month is that I have to put those factors in place, especially when you're not making money in the beginning, right? There's a lot of cost that happening, you know, before you make anything, you know. So you have to always bear that, and you have to take that in consideration. But anyways, you lot, I just want to jump on because I miss you lot, and yeah, man, I hope you lot are going good. I hope you lot's year's going good. How's you lot's new year? What's you lot's new year resolution been? You know, are you lot trying to stick to the gym, be in diet, maybe quit drinking, or learn a new skill, or maybe learn the guitar? You lot leave your comments, like, what's you lot's new hobby? Because yeah, I'd be interested to know how you lot's years are going as well. But I'll see you lot soon. Peace and love.